describe. Describe is my suit name. SSID product is my suit name. How can we define the suit name? By using the describe block. Okay. Within the describe block, what we have to create? We have to create the test cases. How can you create the test cases within the describe block? Using the it command. Using the it command, we have to create the test cases. So this is my test case name. User registration is my test case name. But if you want to use this it block, if you want to run this it block, you have to create the one function. We have to create the one function. Yes or no? Suppose if you want to run the test suite, so I have multiple test cases in the test suite. SSID is my project is the test suite. Okay. Within the suite, I have the multiple test cases. I have to automate all test cases whatever we have into the test suite. Okay. So I have to use the function. Okay. This is a callback function. Okay. So whatever we are writing the steps inside of the test cases, if you want to automate that, we have to use the function. Within the function, we have to automate that. Okay, now. Okay, so these are all my test cases. So last section we discussed what we discussed. So here we are opening the URL, then log in into the application, then click on the button. Which button? Shopping cart button. We are going to clicking in the application. So already I am clicking on the shopping cart button. After clicking on the shopping cart button, and here the checkout web page will appear. Yes or no? Here I am going to add in the new address. But when we are registering, already we given the first name, last name and mail ID. Yes or no? So these three fields are auto-populated. These three fields are auto-populated. Yes or no? Now I have to enter the company, then I have to select the country, then I have to select the state, then city, address, zip code, phone number and fax number. Yes or no? How can you add the company? How can you enter the text into the company text field? Which method I have to use? Text type method. We have to use the type method. So coming to the code here, see, what is this? Billing address, right? What is this? Billing address. So billing address I have to enter the company. So this is my company. So here I am adding to the company name. So first I have to inspect that element. How can we inspect that element? Just right click on the text box. Next, just go to the inspect element. Okay. So automatically the element was inspected here. Those respective selectors is displaying into the highlighted in the box here. Okay. So class, ID, name, text, type. These all are the selectors. Okay. So here I am going to the ID. Okay. How can you identify the element? So I am going to identify the element using my selector ID based on the ID. So if you want to use that, highlight that element, you have to use for ID. You have to use the slash before slash. Yes or no? Before selector, you have to use the slash. Okay. So my element was highlighted. Yes or no? Just copy this selector. Here I am going to paste in here. Yes or no? Within the get method. Yes or no? With double quotes. Yes or no? Then I have to enter the company name. So here I am going to entering the SSID tech. So SSID tech is my company name. Yes or no? Next, what I have to enter? I have to select the country. So this is a drop down. This is not a text box. If you are going to entering the something, this is called the text box. Yes or no? But this time, this is the drop down. So how can you, in the drop down I have the multiple values. How can you select that value? How can you select the values in the drop down? Okay, first what we have to do? First I have to inspect the element. Here see, this is the parent. After click on this arrow, the list will be populated. Okay, whatever the country names we have in the drop down, the all names populated in the here. Yes or no? We have the multiple country names here. Okay, so here how can you select that value in the drop down? How can you select the value in the drop down? Using the select command. using the select command. First I have to inspect the parent element. This is a parent, right? Option is the options of the child. Okay, select tag is the parent. First I have to select that element. Okay, so here I am going to selecting the element. So here I am going to the ID. Okay, for ID which method which okay, for ID. Okay, here before ID I have to keep the hash. Before ID I have to use the hash to highlight the parent element. Yes or no? So now my parent was selected. Okay, so based on the parent ID, here I am highlighting the parent. Yes or no? cy.get method, using the get method. So I am highlighting the parent. Then within the drop down, ఈ parent ఏంటి? It's a drop down. Drop down లో I am going to selecting the United States. I am going to selecting the United States in the drop down. See, in the drop down I have the United States. I want to select this. I want to select the that sub element. Okay, what is that? United States. ఎలా సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తావు? Using the command select command. Yes or no? I am using the select method. Okay, dot select of United States. ఈ నేమ్ ఎక్కడి నుంచి తీసుకున్నాను నేను? From here. This is the parent, right? This is the child. Okay, just double click on this. Sorry. Okay, just double click on this, copy it and paste it here. Yes or no? So now in the drop down they will select the United States. Yes or no? Next, what I have to select after selecting the country? What I have to do? I have to select the state. Here I have observed here, after selecting the United States, by default it displaying the AA, Armed Force Americas. Okay, but I don't want this. I want to select the different one. What I have to select? Suppose I have to select the California. Okay, suppose I want to select the California. How can I select that? Again we have to inspect the element. Same like as that. Country లాగానే చూడు, కంట్రీకి మనకి ఎలా వచ్చింది? ఇది పేరెంట్ కదా, ఇదేంటిది? ఇది స్టేట్ అన్నమాట. చూసారు ఇక్కడ స్టేట్ ప్రొవిడెన్స్ ఐడి, బిల్డింగ్ న్యూ అడ్రస్, స్టేట్ ప్రొవిడెన్స్ ఐడి. సో దిస్ is for state. Okay, just click on the down arrow, this one. Okay, here display the all states of the United States. Okay now? Okay, so here I want to select the California. So I am selecting the California here. Just copy that value. Okay, here I am going to paste it. Okay, here I am going to selecting the California in the drop down. Yes or no? Using the select method. Are understood? Yes or no? Then I have to enter the city name. So here I am entering the city name New Jersey. Okay, this is a text box, right? This is a text box. Which method I have to use? Type method. I have to use the type method. Here I am using the type method. I am going to entering the city. Next, I have to enter the address. I am using the type method. I am going to entering the address. For A. Next, enter the zip code. I am using the type method. I am entering the zip code. So you are understood this one, right? Using the get method, first we have to identify the element. Okay, then we have to enter the text value. Okay, using the type method. Yes or no? So using the type method up to fax number, I am updating the values. Okay, after click on the address, after selecting the address, I am just going to click on the continue button. Okay, so here already I entered the address, so I am going to selecting this. Just I click on the continue. Okay, after click on the continue, what will happen? This is my shipping address. I have to verify that whatever I added the address, okay, it displaying into the drop down or not. Drop down lo చూపిస్తున్నా లేదా వెరిఫై చేయాలి. How can you verify that? మీకు చెప్పాను ప్రీవియస్ గా మనకి సంచు సాయి అనేది ఫస్ట్ టైం ఆల్రెడీ డిస్ప్లే అయింది కదా, అంటే ఆల్రెడీ మనం ముందే ఎంటర్ చేసాము, తర్వాత దాన్ని వ్యాలిడేట్ చేసాం. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో, ఉందా లేదా అనేది. ఇక్కడ మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, డ్రాప్ డౌన్ లో మనం బిల్డింగ్ అడ్రస్ లో ఆల్రెడీ వీ యాడెడ్ ద దిస్ డీటెయిల్స్, నేమ్, ఓకే, అడ్రస్, ఓకే, స్టేట్స్, కంట్రీ అవన్నీ ఆల్రెడీ సెలెక్ట్ చేసాం. ఇక్కడ నాకు ఏం చేస్తుంది, షిప్పింగ్ అడ్రస్ లో ట్యాబ్ లో నాకు ఆల్రెడీ కనపడుతుంది డ్రాప్ డౌన్ లో ఈ వాల్యూ ఉందా లేదా వెరిఫై చేయాలి. హౌ కెన్ యూ వెరిఫై దట్? యూజింగ్ ద టైప్ మెథడ్. అంటే నేను టైప్ చేసిన వాల్యూ ఆ ఎలిమెంట్ లో ఉందా లేదా, ఆ ఎలిమెంట్ ఏంటి డ్రాప్ డౌన్, ఆ డ్రాప్ డౌన్ లో ఈ వాల్యూ ఉందా లేదా అని వెరిఫై చేస్తున్నాం యూజింగ్ ద should method. How can you verify that the element have in the text box or not? Should method. Which is the should method have a value. అంటే ఆ డ్రాప్ డౌన్ లో వాల్యూ ఉందా లేదా వెరిఫై చేయమంటున్నా. ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఏ టెక్స్ట్. ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు వెరిఫై ద వాల్యూ. ఓకే, ద సేమ్ వాల్యూ ఇక్కడ ఏదైతే వాల్యూ ఇచ్చానో అదే వాల్యూ ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చా. అంటే ఆ డ్రాప్ డౌన్ లో ఈ వాల్యూ ఉందా లేదా అని వెరిఫై చేయమని చెప్తున్నా. ఆర్ అండర్స్టూడ్? నెక్స్ట్, after verifying this, I am going to click on the continue button. Okay, here already I written the code for that. Okay, I am going to click on the click method. Here are you observed here? This is a attribute. This is a attribute, not a ID, not a class. This is a attribute. Attribute ki ela rastamu? Okay, yeah. You see here, for this button I am using this on click. This time I don't want to use the type, I don't want to use the button. If I go with the button, I have the multiple things. If I go with the button, class button, I have the multiple things unnayannamata. So this time I don't want to use that. See enough 2. So I don't want to use this one. So I go with the attribute. Which attribute? And click on the save. So I am going to this one. Okay, how can you use that? Just copy the entire text, copy the entire value. Okay, just copy the entire value. Here, what is the tag here? Tag is the input, guys. Just I am entering the input here. Just open the square bracket, close the square bracket. Within the square brackets, I have just paste it.
Sir, input mundu
అది export. ఇది CSS selector. ఏంటి CSS selector. Suppose if you want to use the class యూజ్ చేయాలంటే అప్పుడు ఎక్స్పార్ట్ పోతే కనుక అప్పుడు నువ్వు క్లాసెస్ పెట్టుకోవాలి. ఇప్పుడు నేను క్లాసెస్ యూజ్ చేయాలి. ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు యూజింగ్ ద CSS selector. ఓకేనా? యా. సో ద సేమ్ వాల్యూని ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చాను. సో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దిస్ వీఆర్ ఐడెంటిఫై ద ఎలిమెంట్, దెన్ పర్ఫార్మ్ ద click operation. Are understood this? Yeah. Next, I have to select the radio button. Just wait. Just here, I am going to just click on the continue button. Here I am getting the 3 options. What is that? Shipping method. Shipping method, I have the 3 options. What is the ground, next day air, second day air. Here I want to select the next day air radio button. How can you validate that? So you see here, for this radio button I have the shipping option 1_1. Yes or no? For this one I have the 0. Okay, ante index value vaade ichesadu. So this one I have the shipping option 2. But this time I want to use the next day air. Yes or no? Shipping option 1. Okay, direct ga manamu ID తీసేసుకోవచ్చు ఇంకా. Okay, so there is no multiple options ఏం రావు మనకి. Okay, so this time I am going to use the ID. So I am using the based on the ID. I am just performing the check operation. Are understood? I am going to performing the check operation. So check and ఎందుకు చేస్తాం? For checkbox kaina, radio button kaina, we have to use the check method. Are understood? Yes or no? Next, what is the method? What I have to do? Here I am going to selecting the next day A. Just click on the continue. Okay. Next, here I have to select the payment method. For the payment method, see, this is the shipping method. Next, what is the next? Payment method. Yes or no? Payment method em cheyali? I have to select the radio button for the card. For the payment. Yes or no? Here I have to select the card type. What is the card type? Here I am going to select in the purchase order. What I have to do first? I have to inspect that radio button. Yes or no? So what